using any software currently?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. We shall start now. This is the name. Yeah, this is the name of the software, Mylegalsoft. Mylegalsoft is a locally developed software specially catered for legal firm in Malaysia. So currently we are in. We have been around for 19 years now. Mylegalsoft is a total solution for legal firm. It helps to automate both the legal works and also the accounts. So with this software, you don't have to purchase another accounting system. For legal work, we have case management, whereby lawyer can set precedents, and this precedents will trigger reminder to the lawyer or the staff in charge on any important due dates. Case management churn out two reports, individual status report and also batch status report. The second module is document management, in which we use the technology of mail merge to auto prepare any documents in Microsoft Word format. Later, I will show with a demo. The third module is client's account. For a legal firm, there are two sets of accounts that we need to prepare for audit. The first one is client's account audit, which is due in every September. Reports needed for this client's account audit can be all generated from the system. So under client's account, we have billing. We can do bill or quotation to our client. And when client make payment, we will capture the receipt and generate receipt. From time to time, we'll prepare payment voucher for land search, registration, and etc. So under this client's account, we have a special account called trust account. This is where we hold clients' money as bookholder. So under this trust account, also got receipt and got vouchers. Client's account generate an importance report. This is a client's ledger, which is a compulsory report for audit purpose. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, okay. So the fourth module is office account. Another set of accounts we need to prepare for audit for a legal firm is office account. Office account audit is due in every June. These are the 4 standard reports needed. All right. And lastly, we also automate SST. Currently, you don't have yet. Maybe my demo will stop just before the SST. Unless you want to explore, you want to understand more about SST, then just let me know. Okay, we enter the software now. Mylegalsoft is a client server basis software. After we do installation and setup, staff can access to the system through an icon from the desktop. Every user will be given a username. With this username, the owner or the boss can actually control staff access right. For explanation purpose, I enter the control module for the access right setting, so which is here. Okay, we can control access right for the group of user. Okay, for example, in my database for the legal staff, I can control them. They cannot see my P&L. Okay, profit and loss report. So you can see that the checkbox is not ticked. Checkbox is not ticked means that they cannot do the specific function. Another example will be billing. Okay, let's say we allow legal staff across the billing module. They can basically do anything, all right, everything. But I don't allow them to delete the bill. So therefore, the delete bill button is unchecked or unticked. Okay. Say for your firm, you trust your legal staff, you want to grant them the delete bill access. What you need to do is just to tick here and press update to change the setting. In other words, through this interface, individual legal firm can fine-tune or adjust the access rights suitable for their firm. Okay, now I come back to the main module. Now I will enter client management module. This will open up a form. This form allows me to access to any of my files. I'm clicking this button called All Files now. Upon clicking, the system will return me all my files. At the bottom of the screen, it reads record 1 of 4747. Record 1 means that this is the first file that I open. Okay, so here is an SMP file. The number 4747 represents the total number of files that I already opened. This we call next button. If I click on the next button, I will be at the second file that I opened. Click again, third file, and this is the last button. If I straight away click the last button, I will zoom to the latest file that I just opened. These two buttons for me to move forward, these two buttons for me to move backward. So this is the previous button, this is the first button. Now, when the number of files increases, we do not expect staff to click one by one this 4 button to look for the file. With that, we actually build in a lot of search function. Two commonly used search functions are search by client name and by reference number. To search by client name, we just need to double click on the name and start to key in the client name. It can be the first client, second client, first name, second name, middle name, any name. All right, you can just provide the text, the search string here, and press the search button. Of course, the more information you key in, the search result will be more specific. For example, if I key in Ahmad here, I will have plenty of Ahmad matching on because Ahmad is too general. However, if I key in Ahmad with a K, then the search will be more detailed. All right. Now, I go back to the file that I want to search, which is this file. So I just need to highlight this file and say, okay, so the system will bring me to the file. So this is a S&P file, to purchaser, reference number 3090. Please take a look at this top right corner, which I'm highlighting. Everything that you see in light blue color summarize the client's account summary for this reference number. Over here, we have 5 rows of information. The first row, this is first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, all right? The first row summarizes the total billing. So from here, we can tell that we have billed this client 55,712 ringgit, 40,000 under disbursement, 14,000 under professional charge. Well, this only shows the summary. If you want to know more detail about the bill, we can click the bill tab here. So this billing is one of the features under the client's account here. All right, so here they have a lot of big functions for the bill. One of it is print bill, so I can print the bill. And yeah, this will be my quotation module. It will look like that. This is a sample of SST bill. Non-SST bill, everything is the same, except you don't have the last 2 columns. Okay, so this bill can be printed by pressing the printer button. You'll print on the printer. And this is the export button. If you need to email or WhatsApp to the client, we can export into PDF format. Okay, second line, summarize the total received. So from here, we can summarize that full payment have been collected, right? Making the last line calculating the outstanding equals to 0. So same concept lah. Here only shows detail, here only shows summary. Detail can be seen from the receipt tab here, all right? Client make in 1 payment, payment date, receipt number, money was banked into MBBCA, stands for Maybank client's account. Client pay in the form of check. This is the check number. Now, the third line summarize the disbursement or payment voucher. In total, for this file, we already spent 130. So same concept. To see the breakdown, we click the disbursement tab here. So we have bill tab to show the bill detail, receipt tab to show the receipt detail, disbursement to show the payment voucher detail. All right. So 60 ringgit we spent on SSM search, 30 ringgit we spent on land search, 40 ringgit spent on stamp duty on S&P, respective date we issue the voucher, voucher number, and the source of money we use to pay the voucher all listed in detail. So this add up will be equals to the 130. The fourth line is actually balance of money lah. We receive 40,900, we use 130, therefore left 40,700. Okay. Okay, coming back to the search function, just now we mentioned that another popular search will be the reference number search. We can just key in the reference number. You do not need to key in the complete reference number. 3-dot button in the system is search button. So after I key in the reference number, just need to press the 3-dot button besides it. All right. Now here I already reached the file. Again, S&P file, same interface where we can see the summary. This file is still outstanding by 7,000. Bill detail for the file, receipt detail, disbursement detail, and another interface lead to all the documents that we prepared before for the file. All right. Okay, so being said that this is the search function, you can search by other criteria. For example, IC ending with this 4 digits. So it matched for me. I have 2 clients. IC end with the number that I key in. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So beside the search functions that you can see from this interface, there are a lot more search functions under the advanced search. For example, one of my customers, they used to search by property lot number, this one, okay, or property title number. So in another scenario, let's say you only know the receipt number or bill number or vouchers number, but you do not know the reference number, do not know the client name, yeah, you can come to this module to do search, right? Because this module can search by bill number, receipt number, and voucher number, and many, many more search functions available under the advanced search. Okay, that's it for the interface introduction. Now I will open up a new file. We walk through the first module, which is the case management. To open a new file, I need to click the add button. The screen will be empty, ready to receive the new file particulars. The first information that I need to key in is reference number. Reference number is formatted in 3 sections. Yeah? So you can see 3 boxes here, left box, right box, and the center. The center is different color, as you can see here. And by default, the cursor cannot land there. Yeah? This is by default designed to be the auto running number. So I don't have to key in anything. So I just key in the left text. Let's say I want to use CON to stand for conveyancing file. And under the right text, I want to include the lawyer, the staff, and the year. Okay, so basically these 2 columns is free text, and with that it can actually accommodate any formats that the firm is practicing currently. Okay, then we choose a group. Group is for us to group similar files into a specific group. The usage is plenty lah. First thing first, you can actually analyze how many files open under a specific group. You can analyze how much you already built, how much you already collected. Okay, so this is an example of developer project grouping, and name the developer, bracket the project name. And this is the example of loan file. This is general litigation. This is corporate project, and many, many more. So the grouping is flexible. You can just name your group and just set your group according to the files that you are doing. Okay, so for demo purpose, I'll choose this developer project called BayuPam. Later, I can show you BayuPam batch status report. All right, here is where I key in the client. Make sure that when it is a real case, key in the full name to cut short the time. In demo, I just use the short name. Okay, here I will type sale and purchase. If sub-sale, you type sub-sale. If loan, you type facility amount of how much, and etc. Okay, purchase. Okay, then every new file that I open, I will tag the lawyer and tag the staff. This is for the reminder purpose. And also you can analyze how many files under this lawyer, how many files open under this staff. That's such a report. Okay, then this agent. Agent is an optional module for legal firm who work with agent. So if you tag there's an agent performance report, that means you can set a period of time, let's say from January until now. Individual agent recommend how many files to you and what are the files. Okay, this is department. Department is more for profit and loss purpose. Yeah. So under the office account, we can generate profit for the whole firm. Some legal firm, besides analyzing the whole firm profit, they would like to drill down by department. Okay, for conveyancing and litigation file, we tend to key in these 2 columns. This is when we prepare the quotation, the system is able to calculate the SMP fee, SMP stamp duty, loan fee, loan stamp duty. Besides this, we also have programmed in the lease and tenancy calculation. Okay, so with that, I just press update button. The system will save the info, and at the end of the process, it will return me the next running number. All right, running number returned to me is 5014. So when this is a real case, there are many, many more information to key in, such as the address. All right, so we key in like that. So this information, we key in one time and it will be used anywhere it needed. Okay, just key in like that. Okay, this is assuming that it's the purchaser. We can add in any party relevant to this file. For example, the vendor. Okay, this is how I add in the vendor. So just name it. Let's say this is a vendor. In this file, it acts as a vendor. Then here you key in the vendor name. With the full information. IC, handphone, telephone, everything keys in. Then just press update. Then you have 2 parties. Okay, vendor, solicitor. This is unlimited. Yeah, you can key in any party that relevant. Okay, say this vendor solicitor, you already key in for your previous file, and they are the same solicitor. So you can use these features called find to avoid repeatedly key in the same information. For example, this is the vendor solicitor. So you just select party, it will it will pump in all the data that previously already key in, and you just press save. Right? So now here we have 3 parties. You can key in all the relevant party. After that, print this features called cover. So it will extract all the information that you key in. My customer use it for 2 purposes. First one is staff after register the information, they will print this and lawyer check typo. Okay, so some lawyer, they prefer to check on paper as compared to monitor. The other usage is after you correct all the typo, you reprint this and they used to paste on the paper file. So that staff do not need to register with marker pen manually the information. Okay, that is about the cover. Now, file opening process basically is already done up to that. Then I will enter the first module, case management. Yeah. So just now I have introduced this tab called bill, receive, and disbursement. Case management actually falls under this tab called ACT. Which stands for activity. So currently it is empty because I just opened the file. Now, upon opening the file, we can start to do planning. So click this icon and choose your category. So while this is a conveyancing file, so I choose my category as SPA. If this is a loan file, you choose your category as loan. If it litigation, choose litigation. All right, so I go back to the SPA. After I choose SPA as the category, the system will give me a breakdown for SPA. So we call it subcategory. So you have category and subcategory. If you choose litigation as your category, you will be seeing subcategory for litigation. This is an example of deed of R&R. We have 9 activities here, all right? So each activity, you can define duration, or we call turnaround time, TAT. So here it means that 1 day is given to the staff to complete the first activity, 3 days for the second activity, and etc. So this standard checklist is coming together with the system. You can use it, you can amend it, you can delete it, and key in your own. Okay, so this is another example for discharge of charge. This is transfer checklist, and you can even break down different type of transfer. Let's say direct transfer for freehold when you represent purchaser. Okay, this is when you represent vendor, when you leasehold and etc. So this one is up to you how detailed you want to structure your subcategory. So to proceed, I will choose this subcategory, assuming that the property is master title, we are representing the purchaser. Now for this subcategory, we can see that we have 33 activity lists. From the first one, we have to do land search, TAT 2 days. The second one, to conduct land search, TAT 7 days, and until the last one to close the file. Now staff, they will decide, are all these 33 activity relevant? If yes, just press save. If 1 or 2 non-relevant, before pressing save, untick it first. All right, so upon clicking save, you can see that the system has already generated the schedule. So first activity 2 days, so from file opening date 14 plus 2, this activity will be due on 16. Second activity 7 days, 7 plus 16, it will due on 23rd and etc. So in each individual activity will have their due date. Now, this due date behind the scene has already triggered reminder in this manner. Yeah. So every day when staff logs in, they will be prompted with the reminder. So like today, I have 3 tasks overdue. So I just need to click this yellow color button. It will tell me what are the reference number, the client name, and the activity itself. If I turn the calendar day to 2 days later, the number 3 just now increased to 4. Why is it so? This is because if today is 16, this activity will be due also. So the system will include in your reminder. So just to confirm, press here, send mail to conduct land search. Now staff can base on the screen as their daily to-do list, or they can choose to print it out, print out in the morning. In the evening, make sure everything is done. So after you have done each activity, just come here, double click the activity and say done today. The system will change the status from in progress to completed, the reminder will -1. So this is the method that we help individual staff to manage their task overdue. And it is very useful when compared to manual way of managing the same thing. So if manual way, staff will actually jot down to their notebook, diary, or some set in their handphone. When the staff resign, they of course will bring along all this belonging with them. So creating difficulties for the new staff to continue following up the file. So this module churn out two status report, yeah. So individual and batch. Individual status report is here. So you can see that it is like that. One activity done, so I have one tick. As the file progress, you can see more tick here, and the done date will auto tag at the last column. Same thing, this report can be printed in A4 size and can be exported. Let's say if you want to update our client periodically, we just export to PDF, we drag to the WhatsApp web, and the client straight away receive at his end. Okay, the other one is batch status report. Assuming that the developer wants me to present all files under Bayou Pump and show their individual status. So with a quick search, the system is showing me that I have 62 files under Bayou Pump. So I go to that module, batch status report. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's loading, which is here. And just filter to select only Bayou Pump files. So the system will filter out of 4,700 over files. He will just pick this Bayou Pump files for me. Okay. Again, it will take some time to loading the 62 files. One row represents one file. First 4 columns are the general information of the file. Last column is the completed activity, and the second last column is the pending activity. Okay, we'll show in a while. Right, the report is finished loading. Total pages 55. This is the last page button. Straight away, go to the last page. We can see that here, 62 file. General information of the file, completed activity, pending activity. Now let's make a search. Sorry, let's make a search to the file that we have just created, the simultaneous file. It shall show us we only have one activity overdue. All right. Okay, this is how we search. Now, this is a file that is just created, date 14, which is today. Completed activity only have done line search. The rest of the activity falls under the second last column. All right, this is a module of a batch status report. With that, I have finished the first module. Now we will enter the second module where we will use the mail merge technology to prepare some documents. Okay, during file opening process, staff already key in all the particulars. Now it is when coming the time of document preparation, we can make use of the data that we already key in. Okay, so this is the file that I show. I choose this file because I have the complete address and IC already key in. Okay, so not to waste time to key in the simultaneous file. And here is the second purchaser. Same thing, I key in some meaningful data. And here is the signatory. Yeah? So the signatory means the lawyer in charge of the file. So for lawyer in charge, under the IC column, instead of keying the IC, we change to the bar council number, and this bar council number will be auto inserted to the Gadaian form. Okay, we also have vendor registration number, and we also have the vendor solicitor. Now, if we key in complete like that, your cover will look more comprehensive. Okay, like so. Okay. Now, when the staff has familiar with the format, the search for the information is very fast because the report standard is standard. So like here, I want to see IC, handphone, I already know where to see. As compared to manually staff register with marker pen, some staff will write in front, some will write in the middle, unless your cover have a specific design for the specific information. Okay. Now, to prepare document, I go to the document management module. Here shows all the document that I have prepared before previously. Now, to prepare a new document, I click the document management module and I browse to the template. All right. So this is my template. I want to prepare an SPA. So just open it up. If I want to prepare this SPA, I just need to click 2 buttons. But before that, just want to show how does the SPA looks like. All right. Here is the SPA. It is just a Word document, but we have inserted what we call as merge field. Okay, so this merge field later will be replaced with the information. All right, it's just here. So here are the property attributes. This S&P is principal sale S&P. Therefore, we have the schedule payment here. And here is the vendor info, the purchaser info. Okay, so just do a merging, 2 button click, 1, 2, then we just wait. So you pump in the data like so. Okay. The highlight is purposely put in one. After you put in the highlight, after merging, staff can just concentrate on the highlighted text to do checking. Non-highlighted text will not change. However, if you do not like the highlight, you can just get rid of it. Okay, the merging still works. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, this is the calculation. And this is the vendor particulars. Now, if your template is with highlight, you just need to Control A, which is select all shortcut, and say no highlight. So now this document is ready to print. Merge document, you can do any editing with a standard Word document. And here, this text that I add in will not affect the next file. Okay, it's only for this file. Now, the checking is to just check the alignment because typo we already checked. When file opening process, we already checked, and this is taken from the same source. If your source is error-free, here will not have any typing error. Another benefit is that every document that we prepare, the system auto-save to your server and build a link to this reference number. So this is useful in 2 ways. First way, let's say staff, they prepare the document from their computer. Lawyer can directly log in from her or his computer to do checking. The other usage is because this interface will consolidate everybody's work in the server. Okay, no matter who is preparing. So this can be prepared by staff A, this can be prepared by staff D, but everybody is saying the same thing, same interface, standard interface. So while everything is kept in your server, so we will schedule daily backup to back up everybody's work. You no longer need to depend on staff A, B, C to do their individual backup. Okay, if one of the staff miss out the backup, touch wood, if anything happened, then you will lose part of the documents for this reference number. Okay, I have another 2 documents to show. So very quickly, we go to the letter. Yeah, this is a straightforward letter to purchaser. Okay, so you just open it up. Here is the client particulars, property description, title description, vendor, okay, standard text. Now, okay, we just close this and do merging again. Okay, so it is done, right? Property, detail, master title, the title description, the vendor particulars. Now, let's say here you need to add in another clause only for this file. Then you just type in like that. Okay, so last document is a form for this thing, 14A. Yeah? So any document basically, as long as it is in Microsoft Word format, we can do this merging. So this is how it looks like. The form has more complicated format. Here is the lawyer name, bar counsel number will be appear here. And here is the Mukim PTD and HSD. Okay, so another set of button click. It will prepare the 3rd document. Like that. Lawyer name, bar counsel number. Okay, last page, we have the property details. Mukim PTD and HSD. Okay, so we have prepared 3 documents. So you can see 3 links, 14A, letter, and the SPA. Now, this information you can choose to download. There's a feature called download all files. You just plug in your USB or any location that you want to download all this file. It will actually download everything that you see here to the specific location that you choose. Okay, besides this document preparation, it also has another features we call link document. Assuming that you have scanned copy of purchaser IC, scan title, scan search result for this reference number, you would like to compile everything for this reference number under the same location. So what you need to do is you use this link document. Let's say this is the IC that I have just scanned. two purchaser, husband and wife. Okay, just open it up now. It will open like that. Okay, so this is very good in the sense of I have one customer, she actually assigned a staff upon close file, scan everything and link to this software. Benefit that she gets is first, she can move away the physical file from the office, maybe to a cheaper rental warehouse. Second benefit is if let's say in the future, any information need to be retrieved, she can retrieve electronically like that. Just open it up. Okay, without going to the store or the warehouse to a specific rack to find it. Of course, the third benefit is more secure, physical file. If got destroyed, then at least you have the soft copy. Okay, so that's it for the second module. Now we will enter the client's account. Yeah, so I start to talk about billing, receipt, and voucher, and I'll do a simple in-out transaction for a stakeholder sum. Then we are ready to see the client's ledger. This is an audit compulsory report. Now, before that, I just remember, I'm not sure, just now I think I never show you. This is the property page where this HST, PTD, and Mukim goes into the 14A just now. The property description and title description goes into the letter. Yeah, this is in the interface just now. I forgot to mention. Okay, client's account. I go to the last file, the just created file to explore or to explain the client's account. Okay, so go to the last file. Now I'm at the latest file that I opened. Okay, now this summary shows everything is zero because no activity yet in the account side. I'll start with creating a bill. Yeah, go to the bill tab. Functions for the bill is at the side. So click the new bill button, get a quotation number. In this system, reference number, invoice number, quotation number, receipt number, and voucher number can all be automated, but it can be manual also. If you want to key manually, maintain manually also can. Okay, so now I choose whom I want to bill to. Then for the content of the bill, right, we can actually preset the standard billing item like that. So you just preset any standard billing item. Let's say if you do tenancy, you have a tenancy standard billing. If you do divorce, you have a divorce case standard billing. If you do sub-sale, you have a sub-sale standard billing. So based on this standard billing, staff can actually choose what to bill, like that one by one, or they can press this button, select all. Then they cancel those non-relevant ones, whichever way that they like. Now, for this standard, the benefit is that, staff do not need to create the quotation from scratch. The other thing is that it will help staff not to miss out one or two of the billing item. Of course, the third one is, like I mentioned just now, we have code in the calculation. So under this setting, we have two calculations. This is the S&P fee scale formula. This is the S&P stamp duty. Currently, it is 0. If I proceed to update this bill, it will calculate for me based on the property price, in this case, 1.5 million. All right. So you just choose whichever that you want to include or exclude in the bill. Then press update button. Now, let's take a look at the summary. It auto-refresh upon a bill created. Total bill 60K, 45K under disbursement, 14K under professional charge. Standard calculation for S&P for property price of 1.5 million, it will be 12,500. This S&P stamp duty will be 44,000. Now we still can change the bill using this 4 button. If I have any new professional fee to bill, new disbursement to bill, edit an existing item or delete an existing item. So for this demo, probably I just show how to edit lah. Okay, assuming that line search for this case is not 120, but it is 130. So I highlight this item, press edit button, change 120 to 130, and press the update button. Now, upon any changes in the content of the bill, the summary will be auto-refresh. Okay, we change until we satisfy everything is correct. We can click the print bill button to print the bill. All right, this is how it looks like. Okay, I've already talked about the print and the export lah. Okay, bill has been created assuming that we receive payment. So we go to the receive tab and functions for the receive is at the side. Click add receive because we receive payment. Top to bottom, fill in the blank. So first column, it asks total receive how much? Total bill is 60K, assuming that we receive 50K lah. Okay, so just type in the figure. Now here is the description for the receipt. To make it more user-friendly, we have listed down all the standard description, commonly used one. Okay, so staff can just click on it. But if everything not relevant, you can still type it. Okay. Okay, here is a client if pay online, online, you click online, cash, you click check, cash to avoid them to key in. But if check number, they got to key in lah, because check number always different case by case basis. Here is where we select client pay us 50K, money goes into which account. So this bank list, we will register all your bank client's account, office account, and also petty cash. Okay, for this case, I will choose my CIMB CA to receive the money. Receipt number auto update. Okay, now see second line, automatically updated. It is telling us that we have received 50K, automatically calculate the outstanding, which is 10K. Now, at this juncture, we can actually print the receipt. Yeah? So this is how the receipt looks like. So in other words, you don't have to maintain a manual receipt book lah. It is printed in A4 size. The broken line are cutting line. Okay, after you cut, you will have 3 copies of the receipt. The first receipt, original receipt, is meant to be given to the client. It do all the information extraction, yeah, if you can see here, check, translation of the amount, the allocation, and file copy is for filing, file in the client file, all right, and accounts copy file in accounts department. During audit time, this receipt listing and later together with the voucher listing need to be submitted to auditors. So we already get ready the documents for audit purpose. Coming audit time, we don't have to compile receipt or compile vouchers, just the whole stack of file. You buy an A5 ring file and file accordingly. Okay, so that is the receipt, and now we go to voucher. Yeah? Compared to manual voucher requisition in which staff need to fill up the paper payment voucher requisition form, now in this system, they request from the system. So come here, add disperse, choose the item that you want to disperse from the list. Okay, let's say I want to disperse land search. Now land search initially plan is 130. In this case, let's say I only need 70 ringgit. So I take partial, cannot take more, yeah, cannot take more than the balance. Okay, after I take 70, the system will straight away calculate the balance for next time checking. Okay, so this voucher request 70, we can print the voucher. So it will auto type. This one I don't fill up, right? If you fill up, it will show also, just like so. This is dismissed by whom? Normally is the lawyer initial. So you just type like that. This is the payee who received the money, just type. Anything that you type, it will also appear in the voucher. So just now I didn't type, that's why you see a lot of blank line here. Yeah? Okay, if I type, you can see like that. Okay, here is the staff who requested for the voucher. It is auto tag. What the staff need to do is they will print this voucher out. Voucher is 2 copy, yeah? Receipt 3 copy, vouchers 2 copy. So this is how it looks like. Now the staff after printing this, they will ask lawyer to sign here. So just now because I typed in the lawyer, so the initial also will appear here. Lawyer need to sign here, both copy. And after sign, the staff will bring the signed payment voucher to accounts department to claim the money, so 70 ringgit. Accounts department, after checking wherever that he or she needs to check, then he will do a process, we call it pay PV. Okay, so pay PV will need the account staff to define the source of money. Just now, money comes in, we need to define money goes into which bank account. When money going out, we also need to tag the source of money, okay? Because this is a complete audit accounting system. Therefore, there's a report called bank reconciliation and bank ledger we need to prepare for the audit purpose. So therefore, we need to tag the bank. Okay, then voucher number auto, yeah? So coming back here, if I update, so you can see that the third line auto summarize telling us that for this file, we reduce 70 ringgit. Of course, it will calculate the balance as well. Now that is the bill receipt voucher that I have already gone through. Under this trust account, I will try to key in a payment receipt and payment out for balance 10% deposit. So currently, no activity yet under the trust account for this reference number. If we receive money, assume, we receive money from this client, 100K, all right? And that is for balance 10% deposit. Money goes into CIMB-CA, get a receipt number. Printing is the same, printing, sorting, everything is the same. Okay, so after you key in like that, so the trust account now balance 100K for this reference number. At the point that we need to disperse this balance 10% deposit, we go back to the trust account. Under this at disperse, we request for the money. You can request full, you can request partial. So then it goes back to the same process, Staff print this out, lawyer sign here. After lawyer sign, they brings to accounts department. Accounts department do a process called pay PV, update the source of money, get a voucher number. Okay, then just press update. Now the balance left 20K. So all this activity is auto tracked in this report called client's ledger. And again, this is an audit compulsory report. Okay, I just enlarge it a bit to show the detail, Here, first we receive 50K to our bill 60K. Then subsequently from there we disperse 70 ringgit for the purpose can show here, Lancet. Source of money, everything show here. Okay. And after that, we receive 100K. From 100K, we disperse 80K. Now balance for this file is 69K. Negative means that money received in the bank. All right. Positive means that you advance. Okay, so here is the client's ledger. Lastly, I will be using another 5 minutes to cover the office account. Then we are good to go. Okay, office account, we talk about these 4 reports. These are the standard report. In this demo, we only focus in profit and loss unless you want to cover the rest. Okay, profit and loss, we talk about these 2 main elements, which is income and expense, For Mylegalsoft, income part, staff do not need to do data entry because income is linked to the quotation here. First, we create quotation. Upon receiving payment, we will upgrade the quotation to invoice. Upon upgrading the quotation to invoice, the system will auto do this double entry, debit the debtor, which is your client, and credit the sales. So sales is an element in the income, and this process is auto. What left to be keyed in by the account staff are all the expenses. For example, if you pay telephone bill, salary, EPF, SOXO, service aircon, purchase stationery, all that stuff need to key in now. So of course, training will be given to the staff. So I will do one example of income, one example of expense, then we are ready to see the profit and loss report. Okay, for income, I will use back this quotation. Can you see the word pro forma SST invoice? Pro forma means quotation. So we first create quotation. We will not directly create invoice. So this quotation, after we receive money, like this example, we already received 50K. Now we shall upgrade it to actual bill. Actual bill is invoice. Okay, so that's a confirmation. If I press yes, the pro forma SST invoice will be upgraded to invoice. The quotation number, in this case 4874, will be replaced with the invoice number. It joins back the invoice running number. Okay, invoice number 10,100. Now the pro forma wording cannot see anymore. So you see bill SST invoice. If you reprint this report, you can see that this is the invoice. And talking about this invoice or quotation, after you receive partial payment, you can make use of these features called show payment record. It will compile all the client's part payment and calculate the outstanding. So this report, some of my customers reprint this and send to their client to ask them to pay, to remind them to pay the balance. Okay, so this acts as a payment reminder in that form. Okay, this is the invoice. Now, please remember this figure, 13,450. We can see the figure again in the P&L. I have erased the double entry. Debit, debtor, credit, sale. So under the sales column, directly we can see the 13,450. Okay, so now I left with the expense data entry. To key in an expenses, staff need to go to an office account. We cannot pay office expense from a client's account. So here is where I register all my bank. Now to pay expense, I go to Hong Leong Bank OA, for example. So this is just data entry lah. Party name is who you want to pay for, your creditors or your supplier lah. Okay, let's say I want to pay my telephone bill. So I pay to Telecom Malaysia Berhad. Green color is another user friendliness features. Green color means that you key in for the first time. Second time, you can just double click to search to select it. Okay, so here is expense. I get a voucher number. Here, the account staff must be careful to choose the correct account code. Let's say now I'm paying for office rental. So account staff shall choose this account code called office rental. Must match with the spending. If let's say here is buying stationery, then the account code you have to choose supposed to be printing and stationery. All right, not so difficult also because it's quite straightforward one. Okay, now here is paying for Telecom Malaysia Berhad. I choose an account code called telephone and fax. Telephone and fax. Now key in the amount, let's say 300, and add to the voucher. Under here, the description, you can choose to type or you can use the auto format. Okay, format the description, the system type for you. Yeah, we also have the check writer. Yeah, if let's say we pay this payment to Telecom by check, so let me just update first. Now I can actually print the check now. Print check. Okay, so it looks like that. So just make it smaller. This is the whole page. So you just type a blank check, insert to your printer, hit the printer button, and you print on top of the check. Okay, income in, expense in, we're ready to see the accounting reports. So these are the 4 reports: general ledger, trial balance, profit and loss, and balance sheet. Let's see profit and loss. Using Mylegalsoft, you have an additional advantage of analyzing your current year P&L. That means you can see how well are you performing in 2023. If it depends on accountant will only do this report next year because it is due next year, June. Okay, so here is, you can set the date lah. You can see monthly P&L, bi-monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, yearly, just depends on the date you set. For explanation purpose, I purposely set to 1 day, 14 to 14. Okay, and here, do you remember this figure? 13,450. So that is derived from the invoice just now. Okay, debit, debtor, credit, sales. So here is the sales account. So this was supposed to be 300 but I forgot to clear the same data entry that I do in the this afternoon. I have another demo. I forgot to clear the data entry for the expense. So therefore 300 in the afternoon, add 300 just now I add in, telephone effects is 600. Okay, so this is income minus expense. We call this gross profit before tax. However, normally P&L, we don't read by day. Let's read one simple yearly P&L. I purposely choose this year as it has got more data to explain. Basically, you can choose any, but P&L never choose 2 years one, The maximum is 1 year. Okay, so here is the total professional fee bill in 2020 is 231K. And I also earn from other income upon close file. So this 18K is unutilized disbursement for my close file. When I close it, I can transfer them to office account. But this is taxable. Therefore, it brings to the income section. If you want to know which file contributing to this 18K, you can check the GL. The GL will have the detail. Which file contributed to how much, sum up to this amount. This is chart of account of my expenses, and profit make in 2020 is 225K for the whole firm. If you want to see by department, just click the department and click the view button. All right, there are a lot more reports in the system. I'm not sure whether you have time to cover. I will just stop here. So there are reports that I do not cover, and also I do not cover the SST module. Just tell me if you have time and you're interested to see some of the report. If not, I will just end here. Okay, any question?
Lily, we would like
Yes.
to explore more on SST part.
Oh, SST, yeah. Okay, very good. Okay, SST is a tax system based on payment received. Unlike GST, GST is a tax system based on invoice. So these two are totally different tax system. So we only talk about SST now lah. So for SST, after you have registered with SST, you need to bill. You need to include SST in your bill. SST does not have profit element inside. What I mean by that is that you don't earn or you don't lose in this SST section. If you bill your client pay you SST, the whole sum of SST that you receive, you have to remit to custom. So basically, SST, we are just like SST agent now. We work for this custom, we bill our client, we collect from them, and then we pay to this custom. So we won't earn, of course, we don't lose also. So that is a rough concept of SST. Now, this SST is based on collection, okay? So therefore, in Mylegalsoft, it can directly calculate. So let me bring up the summary. So it is based on this portion, money that you receive. In money that you receive, it is separated into fee, reimbursement, and disbursement. Normally, fee and reimbursement will have SST element. So it will calculate. Okay, let's do a demo here. Okay, so go to here. These are all my previous batch of SST. SST is 60 day. 60 day, one circle or one batch. We need to submit, pay to custom. Okay, so for here, I just purposely set to 1 day. By right, you need to set like coming July. We need to prepare for May and June collection. May and June collection due in July. Okay. But for discussion purpose, I purposely narrowed down the scope, then I can explain the figure. So basically, you just need to set like that now. Set these two parameters, start date, end date, and also the bank account that you use to pay the SST. And then you can ask the system to calculate for you by pressing this button. So the system already done calculation. Between the date that I have set, I have one collection. All right. So here is the collection of 273 ringgit, and we built in a detailed report for you to check or for staff to check whether the calculation is correct or not. But generally speaking, the calculation will not go wrong. Normally, it's the data entry that makes it wrong. For example, the date. Okay, the SST is based on date one. The payment received date, staff key in wrongly, or the payment received amount, they key in wrongly. So making the calculation also wrong, because
so
correct.
60 days calculated from the date of the payment received.
No,
right.
From the payment date.
From the payment date.
Yeah, payment date. Let's say coming July, right? Coming July, we are processing May and June collection. May and June collection. So any money that you collect in May and June, you have to include in your SST report.
Okay.
Can I? Okay, so here is, if you remember, for this date, because I only set 14, which is today, so you can see that SST only select one payment. One payment, if you remember, just now the demo, I key in two payment actually. One is 50K to pay for our bill, 60K. Another payment I key in, money received is 100K, which is the balance 10% deposit. So you see, we have built in the logic to exclude the balance 10% deposit because that we don't have to pay SST. So in other words, the SST logic, we already code in. So this is just like a black box. Whether you understand or not doesn't matter. As long as you know how to operate it, just click a batch, set the start date, end date, select the bank, press calculate SST. So inside the logic of the calculation, everything that already programmed inside to consider or to calculate correctly. So in other words, you don't have to depend on your staff. Some staff, let's say if you do manual, they're very well versed in calculation SST. When they resign, you're having problem because you depends on him or her to calculate the SST. So when using the system, you yourself can operate because you don't have to understand the logic. Okay, so yeah, coming back here, 50K, yeah, I continue from here just a short while more. So this 50K, do we pay 6% out of 50K? The answer is no, yeah. Why? Because 50K, first we use 45K to knock off your disbursement. Remember, disbursement no SST, so you don't have to pay. Then second part is the reimbursement. So 580 is allocated to the reimbursement. Reimbursement is depends on individual firm. Some firm bill SST, some firm don't bill. So like I said just now, SST non-profit element. You bill, you collect, you pay to custom. You don't bill, you don't collect, you don't pay to custom. You're not winning or you're not losing. So in this example, because I bill SST for my reimbursement are miscellaneous transport, telephone charges, and what else? Printing, okay, that type of money. So if you bill, you will calculate SST. Then, yeah, this one need to be remitted to customer. Lastly, out of 50,000, only 3,900 allocated to professional fee. So take 6% is this. So total SST that I have collected and need to pay to custom is 238 ringgit plus 34 ringgit equals to 273 ringgit. This report is we designed for internal use. That means for legal firm to do checking. The report that we need to submit to custom is this one, SST02. It is also auto-fill, auto-calculated. So if you pay through counter, you just need to print this report, prepare your payment, and pay through counter. If you pay through portal, this report, you just need to do filing because the portal itself is this form. Okay, you don't have to submit the form. Yeah, I think that's it for the SST module. So if you see here, this is the first batch of SST, very first batch, September to October 2018. So it is 60-day period. SST is always 60 day. Then you can see amount is a bit bigger, 3,800. So if you see the detailed report, you have more payment because this is 60-day collection. 60-day collection. But it runs the same logic like I explained just now. Okay, that's it for the SST. Any question?
Hi, can we print a statement of account for each file?
Statement of account of each file.
No, not statement of account. Is statement of account, a statement for each individual file.
Okay, yeah, can, yeah. So that is, I believe it's this one that you're referring to, client's ledger. Is it so?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one can. This one I show you one by one. If let's say you want to see another one, you just set like that. Let's say I want to see file. We call it client's ledger. So here you can just print. This is another ledger for the SIG file. It has got all the monetary movement in, out. We have two view. This is what happened in your client's account because you remember you have two sets of account to prepare. If now you're preparing for client's account audit, you just need to show the client's account part. If you prepare for office account, you just need to show office account. You don't have, you don't have to mix it up. Yeah, this is for the one file by one file, but when we send for audit, we don't key in one by one to print. That's another report under here. So this is a client's ledger. It has got the same format, but when I click, it will load all my clients, 4,700 over, but bearing the same format. So this report after print, we send for audit. Okay, any other question? Okay, we have this report also. This is called client's aging. This is another compulsory report. It's a standard format. During audit time, we just prepare, your accountant will read it. If you don't prepare, probably your accountant will remind you to compile this report. So this is another report, profit and loss by month. It's a very interesting report. You can actually see your profit by month. January, how much profit you are making side by side. All right. And other than that, management report, I'm not sure you're interested with this or not. I can see my collection. Okay, so set the date. The date is flexible. Again, I set 2020, more data. Okay, this is my whole year 2020 collection. Collection means this one. Here. Okay, excluding stakeholder sum, yeah, excluding stakeholder sum, only this section. Okay, let's see the collection. This is the collection report in 2020. It will give me collection whole year. I have collected 472,000. This is by file group. You remember just now we can open up different group. Biopalm, I have collected 379,000. General litigation, 966 ringgit, and respectively. So for this, we further break down to professional fee, reimbursement, disbursement, and also the SST. You can see everything in detail. So this is a summary. If you want to see from which file that you do the collection, you can see detail. So it will list down for you what reference number, from which bill number, from which receipt number that collection comes from. Okay, another thing is, now this is by perspective of file group, right? You can see by department. Okay, so this is another perspective by department. This is by lawyer. You can see individual lawyers collection. And this is by staff. Like that. So this report is, the basis of this report is collection. The basis for this report is file open. So probably you would like to analyze your file open for a specific period of time. Okay. Let's say this one. File open total in 2020, I have 36 files. Again, same structure actually, but this is only we are analyzing file open. Just now the report, we are analyzing collection. So file open under Biopalm 14, general litigation 1, individual 13, and etc. Show detail to see the individual file. Change perspective, file from file group, change to department. From department, change to lawyer. From lawyer, change to staff. So one of my customers, actually, they make use of this collection report and they pay 1% out of professional fee collected for the whole group to encourage them to follow up the outstanding. Okay, yeah, that is some of the reports that I have covered. While you thinking of any question that you want to ask?
What about the cost?
Sorry, what cost?
I mean the cost for
the cost for the software, is it implementation? Okay, I'll ask you